Oklahoma won the toss and deferred, so Florida State will begin with the football. We'll see an offense led by Jordan Travis that again scored 38 or more in each of their 5 straight wins to end the season. And Trey Benson deep in the end zone takes a knee. So Dan Jordan Travis, the only FSU quarterback with at least 20 touchdown passes and 7 rushing touchdowns this season. He had a terrific year.
Yeah, he's really become a complete player. The athleticism there is there, but the rhythmic passing in this offense has become a big part of his football game. He's embraced the challenge of playing quarterback on a daily basis. He's also calloused. He's been through a lot, 2019, 2020, and 2021, but he is their unquestioned guy for the future.
And he's got a tailback to his left, and Lawrence Toafili. And out from the slot, Trey Benson, who motions into the backfield and takes the game's first carry and picks up about 2.5. Benson tough to tackle.
50% of the time that people try to tackle Trey Benson, they don't. He's one of the country's toughest tackles. You know, trusting his speed a little bit more this season, but he's a big-time back. He's going to be 6.5 yards per carry.
And now he lines up to the right of Travis in the shotgun. Travis on a keeper. And the first third down of the game will be 3rd and 4. David Agwebu made the stop for Oklahoma. 3rd and 4 for the Noles at their own 31. Only a 3-man rush, so Travis well protected. Now the pocket starts to collapse. He escapes and picks up the first down and more. All the way out near midfield before he's finally dragged down by Danny Stutzman.
Just watch Jordan Travis's eyes. Snap, peek to the left, nothing's there. Come through the shallow to Johnny Wilson, not there. And then the athleticism to climb the pocket, realize the middle of the field is vacated, and use your legs for a first down.
Oklahoma shows blitz with an empty backfield. Now they back off, and again they'll rush only 3. Travis up the seam. Wide open, he's got Johnny Wilson. Nearly broke it. 6'7", 235 pounds. That must be a fun target for a quarterback to throw to.
Yeah, great job. This is Johnny Wilson on the seam. The linebacker hangs. Beautiful job by Travis. 1, 2, 3, rhythm. Now look, touch over that backer. Right on the chest of Johnny Wilson. That 6'7" frame over the middle of the field. A big target.
And Brent Venables can't be happy to rush 3, drop 8, and still see a wide receiver that open. He loves to blitz. This time they'll bring some pressure. And Trayshawn Ward into the secondary. Breaking tackles to the 5-yard line. Terrific opening drive for the Noles. He picks up 22.
Oklahoma decides to pressure, give it to Ward, super talented back. Nice job by the double teams up front. Florida State rolling on offense to start this football game.
And they go no huddle. 1st and goal. They'll hand it to Ward. And he'll submarine down inside the 3 to about the 2-yard line. Another stop for Agwebu.
Agwebu, such a good player for Oklahoma. Top 5 in the conference as a leading tackler. The linebacker crew for Oklahoma as a whole. 1, 3, and 4 as their leading tacklers on their team. That's the challenge for Mike Norvell's offense.
7th play, handoff Benson. And he loses real estate back to the 5-yard line. Jeffrey Johnson flowed down to make the stop. So a chance for the Sooners to bend but not break and get a red zone stop from the 5-yard line.
That's one of those TFLs that this Brent Venables defense is notorious for. Top 5 in the country, 8.5 of them per game. Huge on that 2nd down. Now 3rd down, this is where the size of the perimeter players for Florida State comes into play. Douglas at tight end.
A rollout for Travis. Back corner of the end zone, and it's broken up. C.J. Colden got a handout and knocked it away from Portier. So a good job in the red zone at the 5-yard line by Oklahoma to get the stop.
Yeah, you're really just trying to ISO the corner. Colden, and you want that ball to go up over the top or on that back shoulder. It's a high-low. I love the decision by Jordan Travis, but either fire that ball on the right shoulder or throw it up high so he can use his big frame to go extend and catch it for Portier.
So Ryan Fitzgerald did not have a very good season, only 10 of 17. This one, though, from 23 yards out to give the Noles the lead, and that's perfect. A drive that looked like it had 7 written all over it. Ends up getting Florida State only 3 to begin. Happy holidays from Orlando.
The Cheez-It Bowl is brought to you by Cheez-It, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff, and Capital One. What's in your wallet?
During the pregame, when the mascot took the field, I said, look, King Cheez-It. They said, no. That's Prince Chedward. Which is so much better.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, you know what? I know how I feel about this bowl sponsor. I woke up feeling the cheesiest. This bowl sponsor found a fan in the two of us in this booth.
I was already a fan. I got 4 kids.
As many Cheez-Its as you could possibly eat. We've sampled the bowl sponsor, to say the least, over the past couple days as Jalil Farouk takes a knee, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. And the Big 12 newcomer of the year, Dillon Gabriel, but he may have been a newcomer to the Big 12. He is very comfortable back here in Orlando, of course, as playing for UCF. He put up some terrific numbers and only a 13-mile drive from his old stadium to this stadium here in the same city. Since the start of 2019, 94 touchdown passes, #1 in America, and close to 11,000 yards passing between his time at Oklahoma and his time at Florida State. But he misses Farouk on play 1, so it will be 2nd down and 10 from the 25-yard line.
I got really excited watching them walk out into that cool formation to start, and then we did all that to throw a ball 5 yards to the sidelines. I wanted something fun out of that one.
And almost a live ball. Immediately ruled an incomplete pass. Here's Barnes on 2nd down. And pushes the pile for 5 close to the 30-yard line. Dan, as we check our impact players.
Yeah, Javante Barnes, we talked about Eric Gray, their senior, not playing tonight. The patience that he's going to have to run with. And then for Florida State, Jared Verse, the transfer over from Albany, has become an every down player and a guy that has an NFL future. Excited to watch him at the line of scrimmage tonight.
So there is the true freshman. Third down and 5. Gabriel steps up in the pocket, bullets one right. And it looks to be good for a 1st down. Yes, squeezes it in to Braden Willis.
This is fantastic by Gabriel. I want everyone to see his pocket movement. He's got great vision out here, and you're going to get this out route coming. Ball's got to come out right now. See that anticipation versus man coverage, the climb of the pocket, the vision, outside in, and then with tight man coverage, having great ball placement on the out. Fantastic.
Barnes up the middle for 2. Brought down by Akeem Dent after a gain of 1.5 yards. 2nd down and a long 8, close to 9. High snap handled by Gabriel. Looks downfield. He wants to take a shot. Marvin Mims had to slow up, and as a result, it's knocked away by Renardo Green. If Gabriel puts this out in front, Marvin Mims is in the end zone right now.
A little bit of that bobbled snap. Inside out by Mims, big playmaking receiver. Credit Renardo Green, never giving up on the play. Watch the right hand coming through. That's called poise on the ball. Stick that right hand through. Make sure you get that PBU.
An underthrown ball allowed Green to recover. But Marvin Mims, second only to Hollywood Brown and CeeDee Lamb in all-time Oklahoma catches of 40 yards or more. He's a big play threat. As Gabriel takes off on 3rd down. Breaking tackles. He's got it. Weaves his way to midfield. Dillon Gabriel with a 3rd down conversion, a gain of 10.
Great job using his feet. Again, great pocket climb, 2 hands on the ball, duck underneath. And then I think that's probably been the biggest development for Dillon Gabriel, is just his physical development. Put on a couple extra pounds so they could use him as a runner, and you saw some of the strength right there. A massive 3rd down conversion using his legs.
1st and 10 from midfield for the Sooners. Little play fake for Gabriel. Zips one to the sideline. Perfect timing to LV Bunkley Shelton for 14.
Yeah, good little ball fake. Get the lefty moving left, ball out to the perimeter of the defense. I like moving Dillon Gabriel as an athlete on the perimeter.
Hand off Barnes. Couple of yards up the middle.
You know, Bob, because of some opt-outs, you know, Oklahoma's playing this game without their left tackle, Anton Harrison, and their right tackle, Wanye Morris. So Jacob Sexton, the true freshman's in there, and then Tyler Guyton at right tackle. So maybe a little bit of the quarterback movement by Dillon Gabriel early on is going to be really important to settle in some of those young players.
And Marvin Mims over on the sideline, as he has been off the field since that deep shot. Gavin Sawchuk, a true freshman, getting an opportunity as part of the true freshman pair in the absence of Eric Gray. He's close to a 1st down. Jamie Robinson made the stop, but that is good for 10 yards, and Barnes is right back in. Play fake. Gabriel, he's got room to run. And scoots to the sideline, picks up a couple.
A good decision. I talked about those tackles, mentioned Jacob Sexton at left tackle. It's actually Aaron Parks, the sophomore out of Maryland, playing at that spot. But Dillon Gabriel not holding the football in the pocket, understanding that this pass rush for Florida State is a good unit with Verse and McClendon on the edge. He's got to have to use his legs early on.
Barnes again. Into the secondary. Down to the 12-yard line as we go down to Chris.
Mentioned Jacob Sexton at left tackle. He's not in there right now. He's in the injury tent as they're taking a look at his left knee.
Oh, this is a group with 0 starters on the offensive line that they had in the first 4 games in the same spot tonight. And, of course, without Anton Harrison and Wanye Morris, as you mentioned, Dan, you're talking about your 2 starting tackles that have both opted out of the bowl game. And now Jarian Jones, one of the corners for Florida State, shaken up. So he heads to the sideline as well.
We talked about this Florida State offensive line, Oklahoma offensive line with those 2 tackles. Mentioned how much they want to run the football, 216 yards per game that led the Big 12. It's not only these 2 tackles. You know, Eric Gray, that tailback, 3rd in the Big 12, over 1,300 yards. So for an offense that was the best running football team in their conference to be without those 2 tackles and their star tailback, it gives a great opportunity for some young players. And it also gives this coaching staff a better understanding of who are going to be potentially those guys to replace those pieces in the future.
Gabriel on a rollout, under pressure, nowhere to go. Gang tackled and sacked, back to the 24-yard line. Robinson got there, helped out by Patrick Payton.
Watch Robinson, he's got the quarterback. Great discipline, even with the ball fake and trying to leak the tight end out there, Braden Wills. Jamie Robinson stays home, stays disciplined, smart, fast football player. Probably the leader of this secondary.
All ACC first team back-to-back years. That's a first for a Florida State defensive player since 2015. Gabriel on 2nd down and long. Up the seam into the end zone on time. Jalil Farouk, touchdown. From a sack to a score for Dillon Gabriel. How about that throw?
Big time by Gabriel. I love the fact that he peeks that backside safety, and then you're going to get a double post move. That post and that post. The key is that safety. Once he sinks inside right there, that's when Dillon Gabriel can throw that ball to that outside post because of that space created. Fantastic eyes, and then that listening to his feet timing by Dillon Gabriel in this pass game.
Zach Schmidt adds the point, and Oklahoma takes the lead.
13 plays, 75 yards, ends in a beautiful touchdown pass to Jaleel Farouk. Goes outside, stems inside, put it on his face mask. Touchdown Sooners, 7-7.
Welcome back. Sooners up 7-3. Florida State about to take the field. And to get a sense of how much this team loves Jordan Travis, maybe it's best told through Mila Norvell. That is Mike Norvell's second-grade daughter. And for an assignment, she had to write a letter on her hero. She wrote it about Jordan Travis. And after practice earlier this week, she went up, handed him the letter. She said the reason he chose her as a hero is because how he treats people, that he treats them well, that every time she's at practice, he goes up and gives her a hug. He told her thank you, and he would keep it in his locker all week.
Mike Norvell told us that story, and he was legitimately getting choked up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And he said he didn't even know that Mila had given Jordan the letter because he was meeting with the media. It had happened kind of on the other side of the field, and he was told about it afterwards, and he said when he saw the video, it got him the way you would think it would get to a dad. And he really has developed a special relationship with Jordan Travis. And Jordan Travis has put up numbers this year, the likes of which have only been put up by quarterbacks that have won the Heisman Trophy at Florida State.
I think the thing that I love about Jordan Travis the most is that he's never allowed other people's doubt in him to define him, nor hold him back from continuing to push towards what he believed he was good enough to be, and that was one of the best quarterbacks in college football. He's invested everything that he has into this program, and he absolutely loves Florida State.
Here's a handoff to Toafili. He's making moves and breaking tackles, and he has got a first down. As he picked up close to 11, Deshaun White made the stop. Something else was kind of funny. Mike Norvell knew that Jordan Travis at one point was thinking about leaving Florida State after this season. So he said, I got my whole pitch together. I sat him down, had the PowerPoint presentation. Jordan, here's why you should stay. As this play short circuits at the snap.
False start. Offense, number 11, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And he said that just as he was really kind of rolling and starting to convince Jordan Travis to stay, Jordan Travis said, Coach, I'm good. I'm staying.
Yeah.
What are you worried about?
Yeah.
He said, you know, it would have been nice if you would have just told me that at the start.
Saved him a bunch of time.
I didn't have to put together this whole presentation. Swing pass in the left flat. And that's good for 7 more yards as Marquiston Douglas slips up the sideline.
And Jordan Travis talked about how kind of made his decision or his mind up quickly because he thought it would impact and help the recruiting process for their program, and it absolutely did, knowing that they have a guy that's going to be there next year that's going to place them as one of the best teams in the conference and a Heisman Trophy candidate.
Play action, shovel pass, Toafili. Close to a first down. Marcus Stripling made the stop as White put some pressure on Travis, and Travis calmly shoveled it away.
I think Jordan Travis is, too, an example where the maturity catches up with the talent. You know, the amount of snaps that he's experienced in college football has caught up and made him the mature leader on and off the field. And his athleticism on these 3rd-and-1 situations really allows Florida State offensively to put so many people on the defense in conflict because he could be a runner.
Benson. Short. Toafili didn't get there, and now Benson doesn't get there. It's a half-yard shy, 4th down, Florida State on their side of the 50. And let's see what Mike Norvell decides to do. He is leaving his offense on the field. Not too successful this year, Florida State on 4th down. 4th and a half yard. Benson, another try. Benson, he's not even coming close. Jeffrey Johnson, a tackle for loss. And a takeaway on downs for the Sooners. Jordan Kelly there as well for Oklahoma. And they will start inside the Florida State 45.
There's Jeffrey Johnson. Look at that contact. That is changing the line of scrimmage. Nowhere for Trey Benson to go, and then a finish on the tackle. Often look at Brent Venables, exactly. Talk about defensive line play, and can you change the line of scrimmage? Jeffrey Johnson does, and there's the disappointment. Mike Norvell aggressive, but Oklahoma's defensive front wins 3rd and 4th down.
So OU with terrific field position and an unbalanced group up front. They'll run away from that with Gabriel, and he goes down behind the line of scrimmage. A tackle for loss by Renardo Green.
I didn't mind that decision by Mike Norvell, being aggressive there. Talked about how well Florida State runs the football. You believe in your offensive line. Oklahoma stands up.
Roll out for Gabriel. Lost his footing. Still finds a way to flip it to Willis. How did Dylan Gabriel get that one away, and accurately so, before he went down?
It looks like he stays up. I mean, that's incredible athleticism by Gabriel.
Jared Verse couldn't believe it, and I'm not sure that the replay booth can believe it either.
The ruling on the field is that the passer was not down prior to throwing the pass. The previous play is under review.
So we'll step aside to see if Dylan Gabriel did indeed unload one to Braden Willis before he went down. Welcome back to the Cheez-It Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. And here in Orlando, a 7-3 lead for Oklahoma, but they just went backwards as we took another look. Replay did as well, and Dylan Gabriel did not get this pass off before he was down. Jared Verse put the pressure on, and so it's a 7-yard loss. See the ball still in his hand as he went down on the Oklahoma side of the 50. So now 3rd down and 19. The pressure gets through again. Gabriel to the sideline, throws it away. Drake Stoops, the nearest receiver, and Oklahoma will have to punt.
Third and long, Jared Verse gets off the football. Immediate pressure on Dylan Gabriel, nowhere to go with the football. So Florida State aggressively on 4th down, goes for it at midfield, trusts in their defense. If they don't get it, they can get off the field. They do. Now Oklahoma's chance to punt them deep.
And a first-team all Big 12 punter and a Ray Guy semifinalist, Michael Turk. He's a field position changing weapon. This one, though, carries to the end zone. So it will come out to the 20-yard line. And we give you our upcoming featured ESPN football lineup Saturday afternoon at 4 Eastern. Michigan takes on TCU, and then Georgia and Ohio State. It's the college football playoff semifinals. Then Monday, 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific, the Rose Bowl. Penn State and Utah in the granddaddy of them all. And later that night, Bills, Bengals. And a big Monday night football matchup. That's on ABC, ESPN2, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus. Boy, we go down to the final weekend, the final couple of weekends in the NFL, and like nothing is decided.
Every team's still in play.
It's amazing. Back to the offense, Florida State. And they'll run it with Micah Pittman. 1.5 yards. Another tackle for Danny Stutzman, and he and Agwebu, they are tackling machines. Number 1 and number 4 in the Big 12 in tackles per game.
I think
Stutzman led the conference.
I think their speed sideline to sideline and what stands out about them, and then they're both very sure tacklers on the football.
Up the middle, Trey Benson to the 26-yard line for 4. Deshaun White, Billy Bowman sandwiched him there. 3rd down and 4.
Last time Florida State had 3rd down really in the field of play, Jordan Travis's legs were a conversation. Oklahoma only rushed 3, so does Brent Venables and this defense try to pressure Jordan Travis and force the football out of his hands.
Travis, long throw outside the numbers, incomplete for Pittman. So it will be a 3 and out for Florida State, and they'll be kicking from inside their 20-yard line.
You know, seeing Jordan Travis's reaction after that throw to Pittman, it feels like he was expecting his route to be just a little bit shorter. And Pittman went a little bit deep. Just watch this. You know, 1, 2, 3, Travis is on rhythm. That ball is out so early, and it looks like he's expecting Pittman to be a yard or two shorter for that timing of that out route to be a little bit more in sync.
So Mastromano will punt, and Marvin Mims would be number 3 in America in punt return yards if he had enough opportunities to qualify. This is how dangerous he can be. Gets to midfield. Marvin Mims sets up Oklahoma with great field position after a 23-yard punt return. We've got 2 more Bowl Mania matchups for you tomorrow on ESPN and the app. Noon Eastern, ACC rivals Maryland and NC State meet in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. And then it's Notre Dame, South Carolina in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. Even more college football Bowl Mania action coming your way tomorrow on ESPN. Farouk on the jet sweep. Jalil Farouk is one of those Swiss Army knife players. They try to get him the ball in a variety of ways. And we've got an altercation, it looks like, over on the Florida State bench. Daniel Parker ended up behind the Florida State bench.
Bobby, you talked about Farouk as a guy that OU wants to get the football to in a bunch of different ways. The really cool thing about this offense is they run it more than they throw it. Ran it 10 out of their 12 games more than they threw it. There's so many different pieces.
Now a direct snap. Devontae Barnes about a yard shy of the first down. Well, they put, in the absence of Dillon Gabriel, when he missed a game and a half with a concussion earlier this year, a Wildcat package in. Farouk ran a lot of it. And now on third down, Barnes, after running Wildcat, takes the handoff from Gabriel and dives for a first down. So there's a lot of variety in this Oklahoma offense.
Well, under Jeff Lebby, their play caller, it's a little bit of what it was at Baylor with Art Briles, and then UCF with Josh Heupel, and then with Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. It's a morph of all 3.
Gabriel flushed out of the pocket to the sideline and cruises for a first down. Outran Tatum Bethune. Picked up 15.
Yeah, fantastic just reaction by Gabriel. Lose leverage Florida State defensively. And that's really the story of the OU offense right now, is Dillon Gabriel's athleticism.
Barnes inside the 20-yard line. And a little more pushing and shoving downfield involving Daniel Parker.
Bobby, going back to the philosophies again, so it's our Browse with the tempo back 10, 12 years ago. And then Josh Heupel at UCF even made it faster. And then Lane Kiffin took this offense that had crazy tempo and speed and really wanted to bring NFL formations and concepts to it. And that's where it's kind of built itself.
Gabriel whips one to the sideline to Drake Stoops. A yard shy of the first down. He picked up 6.
Stoops a good little slot, man. Multiple catches in 10 of their 12 games this season.
Flag down, though.
Players on the field. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And it looks like the tempo of Oklahoma caught an extra man on the field for Florida State. So rather than third down and 1, Oklahoma will take the 5 yards and make it second down and 2. And what might be the final play of the first quarter. Barnes has the first down inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. Let's see if Oklahoma gets lined up to run one more play before the end of the quarter, as they did pick up the first down to make it first and goal at the 9. Now Dillon Gabriel looks over to the sideline. says, do you want to run one more before the end of the quarter?
Bobby, I think what's happening right now is the officiating crew is really kind of calling up both Oklahoma's offense and Florida State's defense and saying, fellas, we get it. You're intense, emotional, it's chippy, but you're past the point of us letting it happen. The next time it does, we're throwing a flag. So I like how the officials allowed them to play, but also got a little bit of control of the moment.
And Oklahoma will now take a deep breath and end the quarter with a first down inside the 10-yard line as we head to the second quarter. A terrific, action-packed first 15 minutes here at Camping World Stadium in Orlando. The Cheez-IT Bowl, Oklahoma, Florida State. Sooners with a 7-point lead. Welcome back to the Cheez-It Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Set for the start of the second quarter. Oklahoma looking to build on a 7-3 lead as they have driven it down inside the Florida State 10-yard line with a first down at the 9 to begin the second quarter. 7th play of this drive for OU. They're a team that can strike quickly. Barnes down to about the 8-yard line, so a gain of 1. Now, Dan, it's funny, this Oklahoma team, 128th out of 131 in college football in time of possession. They've got 51 touchdown drives this year. 43 of them take 3 minutes or less, and yet they run the ball more than they throw it. Keeper, Gabriel, leaps at the pylon. Is he in? Yes, touchdown. And it's the run game with the quarterback that finds the end zone and a 2-score lead for OU. Oklahoma takes advantage of the short field after the Mims punt return, and they make it 14-3.
Yeah, I love the fact that they turn the back of the quarterback. You're going to see the safety, Shaheem Brown, come collapsing down. And as the ball fake happens, freeze it right there. See, now this safety collapses down. Now you've given the angle for Dylan Gabriel to go ball fake, spin out. Great block downfield by Farouk. And then the jump into the pylon for a touchdown. See how Brown collapses down? And then you get the athletic quarterback on the perimeter. I love receivers who block down on the perimeter, out outside, and then go leap into the end zone. The athleticism, really, I talked about that. That's the story right now for Oklahoma's offense. Dylan Gabriel's feet not only getting himself out of some trouble with some pass rush, but also using them to go create some chunk runs for them.
A touchdown passing and a touchdown rushing, and now Mike Norvell's team finds themselves down by 11. And when you have these key opt-outs and your offense can still do this, move the football against a good opponent, you're, I think, starting to build some confidence if you're Oklahoma, saying, guys, we're doing this with the players we'll have next year.
Absolutely, and a lot of youth. A lot of really good, promising players a part of this Oklahoma program.
Out to the 25-yard line for Florida State. And the All-State Sugar Bowl is Saturday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on ESPN. ESPN Deportes and the app. Bryce Young and Alabama take on Deuce Vaughn at Kansas State in the Superdome in New Orleans. The first ever meeting between Alabama and K-State in the All-State Sugar Bowl. And the top 2 prospects in the 2023 NFL Draft. We're going to see both as Will Anderson and Bryce Young are playing.
I'm such a fan of Bryce Young. Probably the favorite guy of mine to watch in college football this season. He actually, for me, is the closest guy that we have since Aaron Rodgers came out of the draft when it comes to just the natural talent.
Travis out of the pocket again. To the sideline. Wide open Johnny Wilson. 31 yards.
Yeah, really good job by Johnny Wilson. He's got a little bit of a shake route. Travis breaks out of the pocket, and he gives him a space to make that throw.
And Florida State wastes no time. Again, Travis flushed out, this time to his strong side. And this time he's met right at the 50-yard line and dropped by Stutzman. A loss of 6 on the sack.
Great job by Stutzman just tracking Jordan Travis. Travis went 1-2 with the progression, not there, decides to leave the pocket, and Stutzman never hesitated and ran right to where he thought Jordan Travis was getting to.
A loss of 6 on the play, 2nd down and 16.
There's that sideline to sideline speed by those linebackers.
Wide receiver screen, Ja'Kai Douglas broke 1 tackle and gets back the yardage lost on the sack, picks up 7. Billy Bowman, honorable mention, all Big 12 safety for Oklahoma, made the stop. 3rd down and 9.
You know, the first 3rd downs of the game for Florida State, they've seen 8 guys drop in coverage and only 3-man rush. That is not a Brent Venables type of style on 3rd down. At some point, these overload pressures are going to come, and you're going to have to hold up in protection. Looks like you're going to get some coverage. You've got to use your eyes as a quarterback.
A handoff to Ward. And is that a play call on 3rd down, Dan, knowing that on 4th down you might go for it? He didn't pick up anything. Makes it 4th down and 9. And they look over to the sideline as Jaden Davis made the stop. Almost predetermined they were going for it, but to not pick up a yard, 4th and 9,
I think it's
that's sizable.
One of 2 things. You love to pop a run versus teams that overload pressure, because if you hit it, there's no one left. And to your point, if you get 4 or 5, you feel really good about that 4th and 5 conversion in comparison to a 4th and 8, 4th and 9.
Well, they're going to stick with it and still go for it on 4th down and 9, in spite of nothing picked up on 3rd down. And now a timeout, it looks like, will be called on defense by OU as Brent Venables calls timeout from the sideline. 4th down when we come back. Even more bowl action to come. Texas and Washington in the Valero Alamo Bowl. That will cap our bowl triple header here on ESPN and the app as soon as we're done in Orlando. Bob Wischusen and Dan Orlovsky and Chris Button back at the Cheez-It Bowl. And Florida State sticking with it, Dan. 4th and 9. 4-man rush. Travis up the seam. Bobbled and dropped. In the hands of Cameron McDonald, he couldn't hold on. Almost picked on the carom, but the drop just as good, if not better, for Oklahoma. As Justin Broyles couldn't hold on either.
That's a great shot by Jordan Travis. I wonder if McDonald just sees Bowman's hand, number 5, the safety. Does he get a... Nope. Sometimes receivers, tight ends, there's that blurred vision as a safety comes across and kind of gets his hand in front. Does that take your concentration off the football?
So that gives Oklahoma yet another short field as they begin at their own 43-yard line with a 14-3 lead. They'll toss one to Sawchuk, and he's brought down by Jamie Robinson at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Blitz coming. Gabriel off his back foot, hoists it to the sideline and missed Braden Willis. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Deloach came untouched.
Florida State wants to play man coverage as an identity. Pressure, you just talked about Deloach, their middle linebacker, coming untouched. And tight end Braden Willis was uncovered. A little bit of a lack of communication by this Florida State defense. 3rd and long, Dylan Gabriel's legs come into play, and then where's Farouk, number 3?
False start. That'll back the Sooners up 5 more.
False start. Offense, number 59. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
These are both defenses that love to change the picture. Don't they pre-snap and post-snap and try to fool with the quarterback if they can?
OU is much more a change of chaos. You know, we got all these pieces over here, and then they're going to come from a different location. Florida State is just a slight disguise. Is it cover 2? Is it cover 3? Where's those safeties? That's what we got to get your eyes on.
3rd and 15. Gabriel hoists one down the sideline. It's Mims. Did he make the catch and get a foot down? It looks like they will say, yes, he did. Marvin Mims on 3rd down and 15 on the go route. What a terrific catch.
Incredible catch.
And Oklahoma, before they can even set the chains, Sawchuk up the middle, spins with a flag down, touchdown. A flag thrown back at the line of scrimmage. This might be coming back.
Holding. Offense, number 59. 10-yard penalty. First down.
So Savion Byrd playing left guard. Costs the Sooners 10 after Mims caught another deep one on 3rd and 15.
Yeah, right there. As that blitzing linebacker's coming through, Savion Byrd grabs him with that left shoulder. Good call by that officiating crew.
Gabriel. This time for Stoops. Incomplete.
You got to go back to that long ball to Mims. Okay, so this is Stoops, and you are going to get him to get inside release and a post on that safety. Now, once he inside releases, Mims does a great job of getting inside that corner. This safety is going to drive on that inside post to Stoops, and that leaves that window for Dillon Gabriel to throw the ball. It's very similar to the touchdown pass that they had on earlier in the game. You're just trying to create a 2-on-1 on that safety. If he leans in, throw the outside ball. If he leans out, throw the inside ball.
Sawchuk. Pinballs around for only a couple. It's going to be 3rd down and 18. So the deep ball set them up as Mims made a terrific catch. But the penalty backing them up 10 takes a red zone opportunity and instead makes it 3rd and 18 from just inside the 25.
And this is maturity and decision-making, situational football. You are in field goal range. Do not take a sack to make that a longer kick than necessary. This is a moment as a quarterback, you're like, where's my best 1 to 2 read? And then you use your feet to get yourself out of trouble.
They'll hand it off, and that is blown up in the backfield. Jared Verse knifes through to make the stop on Barnes. A loss of 4, and that stretches the field goal back just that much more.
Quick and powerful is Jared Verse. This is him off the edge right now. No hesitation, straight line, and absolutely blow up that handoff. 3rd and 18, he's really in a pass rush situation. No hands get put on him. And it's a blow up in the backfield for this Florida State defense. They've been put in some tough situations. Bend but don't break in that drive.
So Schmidt from 45 instead. And hooks just left. No good. A couple of negative plays for Florida State. Push back Zach Schmidt, and he can't convert. A miss from 45. Oklahoma comes away empty.
The Cheez-It Bowl is brought to you by Cheez-It, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff.
Back here at the Cheez-It Bowl, and a big part of Bowl Week are the teams getting out, interacting with the community. When we spoke with Brent Venables earlier, the OU team had just come back from a local amusement park and spent some time with some underprivileged kids. And just a big part of the game itself, giving back, the teams participating as well. And Oklahoma just gave one back to Florida State. Good field position for the Noles near their own 30-yard line. Trey Benson bouncing off tacklers. Tough to bring down with a stiff arm. And it looks to be good for a Florida State first down as he picks up 11. Let's go down to Chris.
Yeah, I mentioned Jordan Travis and his positive leadership. You see that play out after Cam McDonald dropped that 4th down pass. He went up to him and said, "It's okay, bro, but we just got to be better, faster decision making, be better with our eyes."
Well, they missed on 4th down and 9. But OU missing the field goal, and now wide open is Ontario Wilson. And Pokey Wilson up the sideline with a Florida State first down. 14 more.
I think for Florida State, just trying to get some rhythm offensively. They had that really good first drive, and since then they've sputtered a little bit. Allowing Jordan Travis to play a little bit more aggressive on first down, getting him in a completion-based mindset. It's got to be a goal for Mike Norvell. Great run on first down by Benson, and then the easy throw out to the perimeter to Pookie Wilson.
Couple of turnovers on downs in 2 of the last 3 possessions for the Noles, as Benson picks up 2. Trey Benson, the Oregon transfer, he missed the 2020 season. Tore his ACL, tore his PCL. I mean, a devastating knee injury. Limited in most of 21, but the Mike Norvell coaching staff, when they were at Memphis, recruited him there. So they believed that he was a player that, given the opportunity, could make an impact once again. And boy, has he ever for the Noles. A shot at the seam. Jordan Travis finds Johnny Wilson again. Another first down inside the 25, down to the 22.
Watch as that safety drives down. You replace him with Johnny Wilson. Ball in the belly of the back. He reads that safety. And then again, you see that big body frame. Look at the eyes of Travis. Hold it, a little bit like Wake Forest does with that slow mesh, and then rip that in-breaking wrap route. There's pressure off that edge.
They run at the pressure with Ward. Turns the corner into the red zone. Second down and 4 at the 16. Play action for Travis. Left side of the end zone. He's got a hookup. Pokey Wilson. That's a Florida State touchdown.
Just the old school smash route. We have a hitch and then a corner route. As Jordan Travis comes out, everything's about this corner. If he drives on the football low, get the ball out on time to that front pylon to Pookie Wilson. Very easy, 1-2 read, low to high.
A little gadget play here, going for 2. They flip it into the end zone and get it. Brian Courtney, the true freshman tight end, makes the catch. As another tight end, Wyatt Richter, through the 2-point conversion. It must be a bowl game if you're pulling out fun stuff like that. They've been in the laboratory for the last month getting ready, and Florida State with an inventive 2-point conversion after Pokey Wilson found the left side of the end zone from Jordan Travis. That good for 6, and Dan, it's a lot of fun for 2.
I love it. Little boot. Quarterback run, chunk pass back to the middle of the field. Touchdown Noles.
Fun first half so far here at the Cheez-It Bowl between Oklahoma and Florida State in Orlando. A touchdown and a 2 for the Noles makes it a 3-point game. OU about to get the ball back, leading by 3. Bob Wischusen, Dan Orlovsky, and Chris Budden here at Camping World Stadium. Fair catch called for by Farouk at the goal line. Here at the Cheez-It Bowl. Cheez-It fans had the chance to spend the night at Camping World Stadium last night. You'll see them now watching the game in the end zone in the Cheez-It, feeling the cheesiest on-field sweets. And these are fans that definitely woke up feeling the cheesiest today.
They do a great job. Cheez-It as a sponsor just does a great job of, this is an incredible environment. The stuff they do throughout the week within the community with both programs. It's an awesome bowl.
Gabriel to the sideline. 5-yard out for Drake Stoops, and giving the play-by-play guy a box of extra toasted. That's just a wise move, right? I'm just going to be happier calling your bowl game.
Like the match for you?
I mean, look at me. Barnes shoves his way for a first down.
You want to know something I found out about this week is there is no such thing as a plural Cheez-It.
All night.
There is no such thing as Cheez-Its. It is a Cheez-It, which is singular, or Cheez-It cracker. Crackers, making it plural.
This is the kind of information I need. A drop by Stoops. I'm so glad you got here to fill me in.
You got to be prepared for the game.
That's right. Even the Cheez-It themselves.
That's you.
Have shown up. That does got a little look. Same shape, certainly. Second down and 10.
That's you after a couple of daddy sodas at a Fish concert.
That's right. I'm missing that this week. Swing pass. Farouk fought hard out to about the 40-yard line. Renardo Green brought him down. They'll mark him down at the 39, a gain of 4. So third down and 6 here for Oklahoma.
Finally a third down and manageable. They've been in so many third and longs. Florida State playing their man coverage. Crossing routes are big here.
Dylan Gabriel looking at a 4-man rush. Puts it right on Braden Willis. Another accurate throw by the former UCF quarterback. Doing work now in Norman. Well, it's got to feel good to be back home.
Yeah, really good arch release or arc release by Willis. He gains outside leverage, and then you throw the out route.
Gabriel on a rollout. Trying to buy time. Lost the football! Trying to extend the play and expose the ball. Did Florida State get it? No signal from the officials. Looked like Leonard Warder knocked it out, but it looks like Oklahoma got it back. Bethune at the bottom of the pile had a shot at it, as did Shaheem Brown, but they couldn't come up with it.
There's some miscommunication. Oklahoma offensively. Gabriel almost pulls the trigger there, and then Shaheem Brown pops it out. Lucky to recover if you're Oklahoma offensively.
It looked like Marvin Mims came up with it. That goes as a sack and a 6-yard loss. But Oklahoma maintains possession. Gabriel with a blitz coming. Under pressure. Down he goes again. Eventually it was Jamie Robinson that got the sack, but Bethune put on the initial pressure.
So this is Bethune. He's going to get to the back, but then watch McClendon squeeze the edge. You're trying to create those matchups. Right near Gabriel is nowhere to go. McClendon squeezes off the left. Bethune wins, and then Robinson finishes. Florida State creating those one-on-one matchups in those pressure situations, and they just want one guy to beat their block.
And again, it is a patchwork offensive line for OU, as both of their starting tackles during the season opting out. Play clock at 3 for third down and 20, and they'll run it here. And there's some room for Sawchuk to midfield to make it fourth and manageable. He gets all the way down to the Florida State 46. He picked up 16 yards, so now it's only fourth down and 4. And let's see if Oklahoma might decide to go for it.
I think you punt if you're Oklahoma.
And they will. They'll send Michael Turk out to try and pin the Noles deep.
Always ready in these bowl games for some unique special teams fakes.
And it looks like Florida State preparing for that as well, Dan. They've only got 4 players up near the line of scrimmage. They seem to be playing that safety defense to guard against a fake. Timeout called by OU. So we'll step aside as well.
Kevin Connors in studio. Coming up on the TikTok halftime report, we'll take a look at the lessons learned by Ohio State in that loss to Michigan in the regular season finale and how it could impact their performance in the Peach Bowl, plus a preview of the Fiesta Bowl and the surprise home run hitter at Yankee Stadium today for Minnesota. Bob, that's coming up when you join me, Sam Acho, and Trevor Matich at the half.
That Pinstripe Bowl was interesting, went right down to the end. And after the Oklahoma timeout. They will start the third quarter with the ball. Turk, the intentional end-over-end kick. Pittman with a fair catch at about the 12-yard line as we take a look at the Bowl Challenge Cup standings, brought to you by Progressive. And it's been a pretty good start to the Big Ten's bowl season. And I think Kevin Connors raised an interesting question, Dan. If you're Ohio State, what do you take away from that regular season matchup with Michigan that you not only take into a playoff game against Georgia, but should you meet Michigan again?
I think the big thing is the line of scrimmage and how much Michigan just dominated the line of scrimmage. So many chunk runs. So was it they just get physically manhandled, or was it poor run fits? Those things are correctable, the latter, the poor run fits. If they can get that offensively, they can score.
Tunnel screen to Pittman gets the drive started with 9 yards for Florida State. Another tackle for Jeffrey Johnson. Now the Noles have all 3 of their timeouts, and with 3:20 on the clock, they might be able to manage this clock right down to halftime. OU again starts the third quarter with the ball. Shot down the sideline, wide open, Johnny Wilson. He's to midfield. He's had a big first half. 30 more for Johnny Wilson.
Yeah, you put him formation into the boundary. See all these bodies down here? Now he's got all that space to the field. The corner knifes in, and then you got that whole shot. Great vision by Jordan Travis. That's why you put that big body receiver to the field by himself. If that corner slices over, the safety doesn't come over the top, you have all that space for a throw.
110 yards for Wilson. Jordan Travis trying to go back shoulder, but couldn't connect with Darion Williamson. Well, Florida State, an explosive offense. 93 explosion plays this season, the most in FBS, and they already have 5 tonight, but still only 11 points on the board to show for it, even with those chunk plays. Straight ahead run for Ward. Across midfield, he picked up 2. So 3rd down and 8.
3rd down. So number 1, Jordan Travis's legs are a conversation here. Number 2, where's Pittman? Can he work the middle of the field versus a middle field open defense, 2 high safety defense? There's Pittman right here. Can he get into that middle of the field?
A long 8, close to 9 for Florida State. They are 1 for 5 on 3rd down. Travis bottled up. Down he goes. The pass rush gets home for the Sooners. Josh Ellison, Isaiah Coe, they were both there to collapse the pocket.
You got to have the back go across, but here comes that internal stunt right on the right side of that center. There's that middle of this pocket push. Jordan Travis has nowhere to go, and that 2-man game on the outside gets the pressure on the outside, and then up the middle, Isaiah Coe on the edge of the center. Maurice Smith gets home for Oklahoma defensively.
And Oklahoma calls their final timeout rather than letting 40 seconds come off the clock.
Smart.
So they'll preserve all of that time for their offense. They're out of timeouts now, but you always said as a quarterback, call the timeout.
No doubt.
Right? Give me the extra 40 seconds. Even if I don't have a timeout, you now control the clock when you've got the ball.
And you have, in college football, 158 is an eternity because the clock's stopping after every first down. This is not an offense for Oklahoma. You talked about it, Bob, that it's a quick strike offense in kind of the foundation of it. I mean, for the 51 touchdowns they've scored this year, 30 of them have been in under 2 minutes. So they've got plenty of time to maneuver their offense or kind of call their offense the way they want it to.
Rugby kick. Forces the Mims fair catch inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. Well, the college football playoff semifinals Saturday on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. Game number 1, Michigan, TCU in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl at 4 Eastern, noon Pacific. Followed by Georgia, Ohio State in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. And if Georgia can put together back-to-back championships, You are putting yourself in the record books with some of the best teams in the history of college football, and since 1990, they would only be the fourth team to do it. So the Sooners from their own 11. Gabriel, well protected. Now he goes down, but a flag out. That might be a face mask. Joshua Farmer got the sack, but it looked like he reached up and got a hold of the face mask of Dillon Gabriel.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 44, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, you called it, Bobby. I think it's the left arm of Farmer. You know, Gabriel holds on to this football a long time. Farmer led the ACC as a freshman in tackles for loss, and just right there, if I'm Oklahoma watching that play, I'm trying to find a way to get Dillon Gabriel and say, you cannot hold the football right now. I need the ball out of your hands to make sure that we're not running this clock down.
Especially with the patchwork offensive line as Sawchuk goes up the middle. The true freshman to midfield before he's brought down. Jamie Robinson made the tackle, but not until Gavin Sawchuk picked up 25. Oklahoma ready to go with a ton of time. They'll run it with Sawchuk again with a stiff arm. Close to another first down.
You know, watch how this backer pressures. Savion Bird's going to do a great job. Sears that double team and then work up to that linebacker blitz, and Sawchuk hugs that block, and there's that chunk run up the middle.
And now we have an injured Florida State player in the secondary, Shaim Brown. And he might be trying to work out a cramp. As we remind you, this season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, as always, to All-State.
So Bobby, a big thing in these moments is right now in that Oklahoma huddle is the communication of how they want to handle this. We've got a minute 18, we've got no timeouts. If you're a person who catches the ball and you are outside of the numbers, do everything you can to get outside and make sure that the clock is getting stopped. If you catch the ball and you're inside those numbers, you're thinking get vertical, get as many yards as you can, and then quickly get to the football.
Oklahoma, they are an up-tempo offense. So getting up, getting a play called, getting the next ball snapped, but obviously not a problem for them. And with the college rules of the clock stopping when you pick up a first down, and they have moved by virtue of penalty to a certain extent as well, but from their own 11-yard line all the way to the Florida State 40-yard line in about 30 seconds.
It's so paramount, though, for Dillon Gabriel to understand any completion is good in this situation. And if you are that shorter completion, again, that is inside those numbers near the hash, that's when you don't want to waste so much time trying to dance. You just want to catch it and get vertical.
Another creased run. Javante Barnes moves the chains. That stops the clock for the moment. Jarquez McClellan made the stop. Gabriel with the quick snap. This time, Barnes turned back after a gain of about 2.5, under a minute to go in the half. Brendan Gant made the stop for Florida State.
Here comes pressure.
Barnes empties the backfield. Gabriel, quarterback draw, nowhere to go. Brought down behind the line, a loss of 1.5 yards. Kalen DeLoach was there, as was Cooper. 3rd down and 10.
Now if you're Oklahoma, if you get a short completion here, you got to run your field goal unit on and be ready to.
They'll hand it instead to Barnes, and he gets to the sideline and stops the clock. It looks like he is right at the first down line to gain, maybe 1 yard short. 19 seconds in the half. Let's see where they mark him out. It looks like it is 1 yard shy of the first down line to gain, so that will send the field goal group out for Oklahoma to try and add to their lead.
Man, that's a great job by Barnes getting out of bounds, because if he gets tackled in bounds there, you got to have your sprint on the field goal ready. Really good job of that true freshman getting out of bounds to stop the clock.
Can't spike it on 4th down. So here is Schmidt, missed from 45 his last attempt, this one from 41. And this one looks good, and it is. 15 seconds to go in the half, and Oklahoma pushes their lead up to 6.
Good job by that Oklahoma offense. Really got that ball backed up. Bailed out a little bit on that 1st down sack with the face mask call on Farmer, but a bunch of chunk runs really in the middle of that Florida State defense, allowing them to tack on those 3 points.
And give OU credit, I think, Dan, as well. 132 yards rushing tonight in the first half behind this patchwork offensive line. Your top 2 tackles both opt out of the game. You're without your starting center, Andrew Rain, as well. Jacob Sexton got the start at left tackle, the true freshman. He got hurt. He left the game. They have no one right now on their offensive line that's in the same spot as the starters were for the first 4 games of the season, and yet they have run for 132 yards.
Some of those yards are Dillon Gabriel using his feet that we talked about a little bit in that first quarter. And really a chunk on that last drive was right there between those 2 guards and center.
And the squib kick will give the ball to Florida State with their timeouts and 13 seconds on the clock near their own 40-yard line. Well, again, talking about those opt-outs for Oklahoma, I think encouraging that the offense has moved the ball for the Sooners the way that they have with players that they know they'll have next year.
I agree, but I don't think we doubted if Oklahoma could run the football or move the football offensively. I've been more impressed by their defense. You know, this is a Florida State offense that has been rolling, and that's a big-time challenge for that defense that, you know, even to Brent Venables' words, did not play up to their standard and expectation level. So for the offense, certainly having their performance that they've done with some of those opt-outs has been great, but I've been more encouraged if I was an Oklahoma fan by the way their defense has played.
Jordan Travis. He'll take off and run. And he might get his team in field goal range, or at least close to it. 4 seconds on the clock as he gets out of bounds at the Oklahoma 36-yard line. A 28-yard scamper. And let's see what Mike Norvell decides to do. Will he send his field goal group out, take a shot at it from here, and they will.
Great play by Jordan Travis. I mean, the athleticism, this is escapability. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. And now he gets out, makes a guy miss. And then the awareness, get yards, and get out of bounds. Super smart athletic play.
So Ryan Fitzgerald, his career-long 53. This one from 54 to try and grab 3 before halftime for the Noles. Line drive, on line, short. Oklahoma will start the 3rd quarter with the ball and a fun first half here at the Cheez-It Bowl. A 6-point lead for Oklahoma over Florida State. Back to Kevin Connors in the studio.
This is welcome back to Capital One Bowl Mania.
Welcome back to the Cheez-It Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Just about set for the start of the second half. Boomer Sooner with a touchdown lead. 17-11 Oklahoma on top of Florida State. Bob Wischusen here with Dan Orlovsky and Chris Budden. And Dan, let's take a look at our clutch delivery brought to you by Chipotle. It's a balanced first half for Oklahoma.
Yeah, and it's really because Dillon Gabriel has been very good in the red zone early on. That post throw to Farouk for a touchdown, the ball fake that he carried himself, and then we talked a little bit about Javonte Barnes having to be a little bit of the bell cow tonight. He's done that. And also this defense that has had an up and down performance this season against a good Florida State offense has really showed up when they've needed it the most.
And the Sooners will open the second half with the ball with that 6-point lead. Fitzgerald will send it deep, and Farouk Farouk at about the 5-yard line to receive. And he's going to let this one go through the back of the end zone for a touchback. 264 yards of total offense in the first half as well for Florida State.
Yeah.
And yet they only have 11 points to show for it. Those chunk plays didn't produce points.
No, and I liked in the second quarter at least a little bit. They got Jordan Travis out on the perimeter to get some easy completions. Their defense on the opening drive of this second half, they've lived in this too-high shell, Bob, where, you know, Oklahoma's had the ability to push the ball downfield and create some big plays. I want to see if Florida State decides we're going to pressure the Oklahoma offense a little bit more, trust our corners on the perimeter, and let's see if the pass game in those tight coverage situations can generate some points for the Oklahoma offense.
And how much will they continue to try and test that young makeshift offensive line? And this time they bottle up the run game to start off the second half, as Barnes had nowhere to go, and Chris Budden spoke with both coaches. Chris?
Yeah, pound the rock was what Brent Venables' motto was heading into halftime. 115 yards on the ground. Said we had some missed opportunities. Have to take advantage of when we're in plus territory. Had those 2 4th-down stops. For Mike Norvell, you mentioned the explosive plays that had to do better on 3rd down, 1 for 6. Did mention defensively, the tempo that Oklahoma's playing with is starting to get to them.
Well, Florida State was only 1 for 6 on 3rd down. Conversely, Oklahoma 5 of 9 in the first half. And Dan, they're faced with 3rd down and 6 here.
And you got to be thinking, here comes Florida State pressure, trying to create those one-on-one blocking situations. One guy get home and the coverage has got to hold up.
Walker empties the backfield. Gabriel backpedaling. Flips it in the right flat, wide open Willis. 1st down and more. He just kept on backpedaling and buying time. Jared Verse couldn't get there. We have a flag down.
There's Willis. This is a great play by Dylan Gabriel, because look, Verse is there waiting for it right here. But Gabriel drift, and throw it out in front. Fantastic field. Is he going to get an offensive lineman downfield because of the timing of that play?
Ineligible player downfield. Offense, number 59. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That long backpedal threw off the offensive line, and Savion Byrd snuck downfield. The officials caught him. 3rd and 11.
Yeah, that's one of the downsides is the quarterback makes this great play, and he's got this phenomenal feel, but those offensive linemen are thinking 1-2 count and then get out into their screen.
The Knowles show blitz. Play clock at 5. Play clock down to 2. Gabriel gets it off. They'll run it with Barnes, and he has plenty of real estate. Dragged down right at the 35-yard line by Jared Verse. Let's see where they mark him down. It looks like he might be short by a ½ yard.
You're going to get a fire zone. Pressure but by Deloach, and then Verse drops. They call the run right into where the defensive end is dropping away from that pressure. That at least gives this a 4th down decision made by Oklahoma offensively.
And I don't know about that spot. It looked to me like the football got to the 35-yard line as he was being tackled, but they mark him down a ½ yard shy, and they line up to go for it, and they will. Barnes dives up the middle, and he's got it.
It's all because of that 3rd down run. What a great call by Jeff Lebby. He popped that 3rd down run, and then Barnes, great cut, and the leap over to make sure he goes and gets that 1st down. True freshman starting to show himself a little bit. 19 carries, 86 yards.
Sawchuk, he's looked good. The true freshman, Gatorade Player of the Year in Colorado as a junior and a senior. The only 2-time winner in the last 10, 15 years other than Sawchuk in Colorado was McCaffrey. And he's got a 1st down. So not too bad when you put your name alongside Christian McCaffrey in the record books.
And think about it, you got both those guys that are freshmen, both Barnes and Sawchuk, for an offense that wants to be this physical, old school run the football offense. 2 young backs to build it around.
And this time he bounces off a couple of tacklers at the point of attack and gets a ½ yard. Joshua Farmer brings down Gavin Sawchuk. He'll come to the sideline. So with Eric Gray averaging close to 114 yards per game rushing and going for over 100 yards in 5 of the last 6 games to close the season for Oklahoma. He opts out, and these young running backs being put on this stage, and they've been good. Speaking of Javante Barnes, this time he's got nowhere to go. Jamie Robinson came up in run support along with Deloach.
Yeah, Florida State just has come out in the second half as a defense and become this blitz-oriented unit. Robinson fires, Deloach fires, and it creates that tackle for loss in the 3rd and 14 situation. You know, Oklahoma this evening has run the football a lot in these moments. So Florida State got to be very disciplined with their eyes.
Gabriel tried to squeeze one in, and that window was just too tight. Could not find Farouk. Azarie Thomas, the true freshman, got a hand on the football, forces 4th down, and the punt group comes out.
Yeah, so there's the corner route and a shallow. Right now, you got to read this corner. If that corner drops off, you really should be getting to this shallow right now to Stoops just for that completion. It's just that high-low. He keeps his shoulders perpendicular to the line of scrimmage. Lucky that ball doesn't get picked off. 1 to 2 to 3 if you're Dylan Gabriel there. Florida State defensively does a fantastic job in their zone coverage.
Turk will punt it, Pittman to receive. And a beautiful spiraling kick. Pittman, fair catch just across the 5-yard line.
Of his closest friends, he raised money so that he could have him drive down to football games. He's been to 8 of them this season and is here tonight to watch his good friends.
Micah Pittman on the shuffle pass. Picks up 1.5 yards. And Chris, I think we're able to get a look at him earlier, and there he is to cheer on Dylan Gibbons tonight in attendance. That's great.
Drove down 14 hours to be able to see his friend and has Gibbons written all over the wheelchair. The two have remained very close from their time at Notre Dame, and family continues to support Gibbons.
Dylan Gibbons raising close to $500,000 for different Florida State charities. A very worthy Werfel Trophy winner, as Pokey Wilson toe taps for a 1st down.
Bobby, we're at a time where NIL gets a little bit, whatever your feelings are on it, right? Sometimes people love it, sometimes. That young man has raised almost $500,000 using NIL. Incredible.
In stride, but dropped Johnny Wilson right in the breadbasket, and he couldn't hold on. 4 catches for 110 yards in the 1st half for Johnny Wilson, and this should have been a big play.
Oh, it's a touchdown. It's a perfect read and throw by Jordan Travis. You get the middle of the field safety to drive, an in-breaker, a deep cross, and you get your big playmaking receiver down the middle of the field. Walk-in touchdown if he catches that.
Instead, 2nd and 10. Travis, quarterback run. Nice move to get into the secondary and slide for a 1st down. Oh, a little dead leg as he juked Deshaun White.
This is really a designed quarterback run. Your tailback, Benson, actually is the lead blocker up on the middle linebacker, Agwebu. Really good job by Jordan Travis having to poison it.
Play fake and a spin out. Grabbed and just throws it at the feet of Benson. Are they going to call this an incomplete pass? I think they will, to avoid the sack. Stutzman was all over Travis and appeared to grab him around the horse collar as well. And Jordan Travis slow to get up.
Yeah, he's inside, right?
He was able to get the ball to the feet of Trey Benson before he went down. So 2nd down and 10. Screen. McClain. Nowhere to go. Grabbed by Key Lawrence and immediately thrown back. 3rd down and 10.
McClain's just got to get that ball and go. Jordan Travis trying to tough it out. You can see there's a little bit of limp. That left ankle just getting rolled up a little bit on that Stutzman tackle. Protection, last time 3rd and long. Here came pressure. Watch Stutzman as a blitzer.
Four-man rush. Travis, first down hookup. Malik McLean out to the 47. He picks up 15.
Stutzman actually drops out. He's going to blow out of there to that flat area. Look at Jordan Travis. So what happens is as he vacates, that's where that wrap in comes to McLean. 1, 2, 3 hitch and replace that voided area from the linebacker Stutzman. Fantastic job.
And Woody Washington went down. If you'd like, Bob Wischusen, Dan Orlovsky, and Chris Button here at the Cheez-It Bowl. After the injury timeout, approaching the midway point of the 3rd quarter, Brent Venables' defense has given up a first down to Florida State out to midfield, a drive for the Noles that began at their own 6-yard line. And they're out to the 47. Florida State's now gone over 300 yards of total offense, and yet they only have 11 points. Eighth play of this drive, a handoff to Trayshawn Ward. And he picks up a couple of yards. Another Stutzman tackle.
Stutzman has just been absolutely all over the field. We've seen his ability to run sideline to sideline, that time shedding the block of the center, Mo Smith. Really a foundational player for this defense moving forward.
Number 1 in the Big 12 in tackles per game at 9.8 during the season. Travis to throw. Down the sideline, miscommunication. Deuce Spann broke his route off. And Travis is saying, no, that was a go route. And that's where he threw it. Spann put the brakes on. Now it's 3rd down and 8.
And this is where, if you're OU defensively, Oklahoma has to blitz here. They've decided on these 3rd and longer situations to play zone 4 or 5 times this afternoon, and it hasn't worked. Jordan Travis used his legs or he got some completions. The only time that they've really had success is when they decided to blitz. Blitz Jordan Travis, and then he's got to be ready for it and adjust.
Here comes the pressure. Travis rolls, fires to the sideline. Sliding catch is made by Johnny Wilson. He dropped a touchdown earlier on this drive, but comes up with a big 3rd down catch here in a gain of 13.
Yeah, really good job. Sprint out to the right versus the pressure. Ball out now to Johnny Wilson on the perimeter. I love the fact that they motioned him down early on. That got a little bit softer coverage. You move your athletic quarterback, kick the ball out for the completion.
Play fake. Travis steps up in the pocket. Wide open. Pokey Wilson. First down. To the 19-yard line. He's got 19 more.
Great field by Pokey. That's the 2nd or 3rd time that Jordan Travis has kind of moved that pocket, and a Florida State receiver has given an option. Really good feel in those zones to sit in space. Bro, you have no... The Cheez-It, what is it? It's Prince Chedward is in our booth right now, Bob. You don't even see him.
Now we're talking.
And he peeked over my shoulder, and I swear I almost screamed. What's up? I appreciate the bags of Cheez-Its. Thank you.
Timeout called by Oklahoma. It's almost a basketball timeout called by Brent Venables to slow things down, but maybe we can come on camera here, guys, for what will be the single greatest moment of our television career. Well, the Capital One Orange Bowl, speaking of Cheez-Its and the color orange, Tennessee and Clemson, lots of orange Friday at 8 Eastern on Friday night on ESPN.
I'm just up here in Cheez-Its, Bob.
Well, we are big fans, certainly, of the bowl sponsor. They found the right broadcast booth to bring the samples to.
Tough sell.
So after the Oklahoma timeout, midway through the third quarter, Travis, a handoff to Trey Benson to the 16-yard line.
Oklahoma keeping their safeties back defensively. The discipline right now by Mike Norvell to run the football. Now here comes pressure, right? Get the ball out quick.
They pick it up. Wide open at the 10-yard line. Douglas hurdles down to the 2. Marquiston Douglas got lost, and Justin Broyles helped save a touchdown, but it's 1st and goal.
Great job by the left guard. Gibbons picking up the pressure. Jordan Travis throws it out. Easy completion.
It looks like offside is going to be called.
Offside with contact. Defense, number 25. The Clippers have the distance to the goal line. 1st down.
Florida State hustled up to the line of scrimmage. And Justin Broyles got nosy. So that will move the ball from the 1 to the half-yard line. That much closer on 1st and goal. And off to the up man, DJ Lundy. As the linebacker comes in, as he sometimes will, to play fullback. That's his 4th touch on offense this season, and the first time he hasn't scored a touchdown.
2 touchdown receptions, 1 touchdown run.
Jonah Laulu made the stop for Oklahoma. And it's a loss of about a yard. 2nd down and goal from inside the 2. Lundy lines up in the backfield. Direct snap to Ward. They go Wildcat. Ward into the end zone. Touchdown. And we are tied. How about that drive by the Noles? 15 plays, 94 yards. This for the lead. Fitzgerald knocks it through. And Florida State up by 1.
Big time.
It's been a good one between Oklahoma and Florida State. Out to the 25-yard line for the Sooners. And Chris Budden, injuries to tackles on both offensive lines.
Yeah, let's start first with Florida State. Robert Scott Jr. after that touchdown drive, just seen walking into the locker room needing help, blood kind of falling from his face. He wears goggles, so it's hard to tell where the blood was coming from. And then Jacob Sexton, who has been out for most of this game dealing with a left knee injury, when he came out of the locker room was on crutches. So that makeshift offensive line will be without true freshman Sexton the remainder of this game.
Yeah, it's been Aaron Parks, a redshirt sophomore at left tackle, ever since Sexton was lost in the first half. Gabriel with a handoff. And Sawchuk refusing to go down. Eventually thrown down by DJ Lundy after a gain of 2.5. Sawchuk again. One more. Amy Robinson made the tackle. 3rd down and a long 6.
So you're going to get some pressure here, and you got to be thinking safety in the middle of the field. Now it's, okay, where's the matchup that I like in one-on-one coverage? Now Florida State defensively changing their calls. Look at Robinson run the show communication-wise.
A lot of communication for a 4-man rush. Gabriel over the middle, and he's got Braden Willis. He has been the weapon on 3rd down, dragging tacklers to the FSU 40. He took Robinson for a piggyback ride, and Jamie Robinson's hurt. He can't put any weight on his left leg, and he goes down. 31 yards. On the third down conversion of the second team all Big 12 tight end, Braden Willis.
You move the back, right? When you move the back, the linebacker vacates. Now you've created space, and then you get that one-on-one matchup for Willis. Look at all the middle of the field area. You just hold your eyes if you're Gabriel for a second, and then there's that easy slant to Willis, who, Braden Willis is leading their team in touchdowns. He's second on their team in yards and third on their team in catches.
And Chris, Jamie Robinson being down for Florida State defensively, that is a big injury.
It is, and remember, Florida State didn't have any opt-outs, and Jamie Robertson, one of the guys that's considered to be a first, second-round pick in the NFL draft in April. And when I talked to him before the game, he said, absolutely no way would I opt out. I have a chance to, A, put more on tape for those scouts. I also have a chance to love and play football one more time with this group. So good to see him standing up and walking off under his own power.
And we talked to Mike Norvell about this yesterday, and Dan, he said whether you want to call it buy-in or culture or kind of reframing the program, the fact that the guys that could play on Sunday next year are playing in this bowl game, and several have said coming back to Florida State, I mean, it means a lot, and that certainly speaks to the success that FSU had this year.
And he was talking about he's very excited with where they are as a program right now, and then very much so where they're headed. And they are absolutely on their way to coming back to being Florida State of old.
The blitz gets home. Gabriel gets out and throws it away. Well done by Dylan Gabriel, but the blitz effective that time for Florida State.
Oklahoma, 12 out of their last 13 plays had been runs until that third down conversion to Willis, and then they try on first down to be a little bit aggressive. Gabriel's got to realize pressure coming and give those receivers on the edge an opportunity.
He's in trouble, and he will go down. A loss of 1.5 yards. Verse, Bethune. They were in the backfield. Daniel Lyons, the true freshman, back there as well.
They're trying to get the ball to Parker right there, but it's covered up. Really good job by Florida State defensively, playing in that man coverage and being ready for the snap. Gabriel nowhere to go with the football. He's got to eat it for a sack.
6 Florida State sacks. This one creates 3rd and 12. They'll run it. Devontae Barnes makes it 4th and manageable as he gets inside the 40 down to the 36-yard line. And again, Dan, I think you're running that play on 3rd down, this spot on the field, knowing you want to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, I don't mind being aggressive here if you're Oklahoma. 4th and 6, 4th and 7. Your quarterback's had a really good feel for the rush. Willis has become a little bit of a matchup problem in the middle of the field. That's who I think you got to look at. Number 9, Willis, who's right here in the slot. He's the guy that's consistently one versus man.
And now he goes in motion, but a timeout's called. The second timeout called by Oklahoma. They are not inside Zach Schmidt's field goal range, as his career long is 46 yards, so this is not his comfortable spot. Again, coming up at 9 Eastern here on ESPN, the Valero Alamo Bowl, and then the Dukes Mayo Bowl and the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl, the doubleheader that begins with Maryland, NC State, Notre Dame, South Carolina tomorrow at noon Eastern on ESPN.
I think if you're Oklahoma, you're preparing for one of 2 situations. Florida State, for a great majority of the game, has played those 2 high safeties, meaning there's each safety split the field in half. He's got a deep half of that field. Man coverage underneath. That's where they've hit a couple of those posts. So Farouk and Mims, those 2-on-1s on the safeties. Be prepared for one side of your offense to do that. And then if they're going to play single high man, that's when you pick up the matchup that you feel best.
And there's Jamie Robinson out there following Braden Willis in motion on 4th down and 6. Gabriel looks that way, fires the slant, and complete. Intended for Stokes. Florida State gets the 4th down stop. Jamie Robinson right in the middle of it for the Noles.
This is all about communication. Watch what happens when the motion comes over. You talked about Robinson following Willis, okay? Everybody at home, pay attention to Robinson right now and how his communication affects these guys. Get off, get on. They create those 3 different tiers. Then the leverage is played inside. Beautiful job by Florida State defensively, and it doesn't allow for that inbreaker. Florida State is a defense that's going to play man coverage, but they have to be able to communicate. They do it there with the motion. A phenomenal 4th down stop.
So Jordan Travis back to work. Jet sweep. Carry on Williamson. Maybe a yard. And Dan, how much do you ask both of these teams mentally to be sharp to play on these defenses? It seems like a lot is asked of these players between the ears to communicate and digest all of the different looks that these 2 defensive coordinators like to put out
that
there.
4th down play, right? So offensively, if we're going to play against a defense that wants to play a ton of man coverage, we want to get into those bunches, stacks, because we want to create picks and rubs. And so if the defense isn't going to be able to pass things off and communicate like Robinson did right there, we're going to win a ton. And it's a perfect example of how the communication was everything on that play.
Play action. Shot down the sideline. Incomplete for McClain. Did Woody Washington get a hand in, as it looked to be about as good a throw as Jordan Travis could make?
You got all-out pressure, one-on-one. McClain just runs right by him. 6'3" frame, ball's thrown perfectly by Jordan Travis. And Woody Washington might get that right hand. Yeah, that's well done by Woody Washington. I'd love to see if McClain could come down with that one. Beautiful throw by Travis, but Woody Washington with the phenomenal play on the ball.
You can see the wry smile on the face of Jordan Travis. Dropped it in there, but terrific coverage from Washington. 3rd down and 9. 5 on the play clock.
There's Bowman safety pressure.
They bring a blitz off the edge. Over the middle. Climbing the ladder to haul it in is Johnny Wilson. 18 more for Wilson. What a night he's having. 6 catches, 141 yards.
Beautiful job holding with his eyes. Jordan Travis peeking down to Douglas and getting that into Johnny Wilson right behind. That sets up with the eyes of Jordan Travis.
Rayshawn Ward, nowhere to go. Ran into a wall at the line of scrimmage. Inside of 90 seconds to go now in the 3rd quarter of a 1-point game.
You know, Florida State's got to continue to be calculated offensively when they take those shots. We saw it to Johnny Wilson, the drop, and then to McClain, the drop. Don't let that shy you away from if Oklahoma's going to continue to bring their safeties down. Take your shots on early downs.
Strong run by Ward. Makes it 3rd down and short as he picks up 7. Justin Broyles, already a graduate pursuing his 2nd degree at OU, was there to make the stop.
Yeah, it certainly feels like 4-down territory right now for Florida State offensively, right on that 38-yard line. So you're calling 2 plays here if you're Mike Norvell for your offense.
Trey Benson lines up as a receiver, solo left. Instead, a little turnaround button hook at the line to gain, incomplete. Broyles was able to knock it away, and that sets up 4th down and 3.
I think you go for this if you're Florida State. Your defense has been playing good football. You got an athletic quarterback. You got a big-bodied receiver in Johnny Wilson.
Twice tonight, Oklahoma has gotten stops on downs. Johnny Wilson to the top of your screen, the 2nd man in the stack. Travis looks that way, throws that way, and it's intercepted. Could have been knocked down, does not matter. It's another stop on downs. This one a takeaway as Billy Bowman's got the pick. And all that did was cost Oklahoma a little bit of real estate. He knocks it down. It's Oklahoma ball one way or the other.
And Bowman just completely sits on Johnny Wilson. No fear of getting run by. He's just running a stop route. Watch number 5 just sit, and drive on the football, break on it before Johnny Wilson ever comes out of it. If that's a go ball, it's a touchdown for Florida State. Bowman's got a great feel for it. Great stop by Oklahoma defensively.
Only the 5th interception thrown this year by Jordan Travis, but the 3rd time that Oklahoma has gotten a stop on 4th down. Counter handoff, Gavin Freeman, who was in the backfield. Look at the true freshman wide receiver with a flag down, scoot up the sideline for 16 yards.
I think they're going to get Marvin Mims on a hold.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 17. 10-yard penalty. First down.
And that may take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Let's see the Sooners. Yes, they're going to walk over to the sideline and allow the 3rd quarter clock to expire. And we will have the very unusual 1st and 11 when we come back to open up the 4th quarter of a 1-point game here at the Cheez-It Bowl in Orlando. It's been a fun one. You can tell how much this game means to both Florida State and Oklahoma as we head to the 4th. Welcome back to the Cheez-It Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Happiest place on earth. Just down the road. Fireworks at the Magic Kingdom and a 1-point game here between Florida State and Oklahoma as we're set for the start of the 4th quarter. We've had some fireworks in this one. It's been fun. Bob Wischusen, Dan Orlovsky, Chris Budden. 1st and 11 after the downfield holding penalty on Mims. And Gabriel. Shot down the sideline for Mims. Climbs the ladder, hauls it in. Terrific catch. Marvin Mims. He was blanketed, but he snuck it out of the hands of Renardo Green.
Just get that left foot down right on the sideline. We saw it earlier in the 1st half. Just a great catch in the feet. Yes. What a fantastic play.
And off Barnes. Up the middle for 3.
You know, Oklahoma did one of those quick snaps where they were kind of pretending to look at the sideline like they were going to get a signal from the sideline, and then they snap when Florida State defensively is not ready, and it allowed Mims to have that one-on-one opportunity.
Another handoff to Javonte Barnes. Speed to the edge. First down.
Oklahoma having the opportunity, you know, one-on-one throws outside to Mims have been good. Also, Barnes getting out on the edge in their run game, allowing his speed to be a play.
And Renardo Green, after that last play, limping. And the Florida State trainers across the field to take a look at the starting corner on the right side for FSU. And he is very slowly starting to make his way across the field back to the Florida State sideline. Let's go down to Chris.
Marvin Mims, after that reception, came hobbling off onto the sideline. He's currently laying down on the turf as they're working out an issue with his right hip.
He's got 2 deep shots as he landed on that hip. And he has his 7th 40-yard plus reception of the season tonight.
Look at that, man. You know, I told you guys this week, Bobby, kind of reminds me of Chris Godwin for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, just the body control and the strength. You know, how he uses his body to kind of make sure that he has the, you know, the angle or the leverage to go make some of those catches downfield is so similar to one of the better slot receivers in the league in Godwin.
He's on the bench right now. Jet sweep to Farouk. Inside the 20, pounded out of bounds by Jared Verse at about the 18-yard line.
Now there's no question right now Oklahoma in the run game wants to get this ball sideline to sideline against this Florida State defense.
That time linebacker Brendan Gant slow to get up for the Noles. Second down and 2 as Gant tries to walk it off on the sideline.
Oklahoma holding their huddle, not breaking it till the very last moment, sprinting up to the ball and snapping it.
Moving the pile is Sawchuk. Forward progress stopped at the 15-yard line, but still good enough for a first down.
You see what they're doing with their huddle, Bobby? They're kind of hanging the huddle a little bit, sprinting to the ball to not allow Florida State to get into their defensive alignment, snapping it quick.
Sawchuk again. Nice cut up the middle at the goal line. Touchdown, Oklahoma. They've got the lead back. And you have to think the Sooners will go for 2. And they will leave the offense on the field to see if they can bump the lead up to 7. First touchdown of the season for Gavin Sawchuk. 2-point conversion attempt. Sawchuk in motion. Play fake Gabriel. A little stutter step. Sidearms one. Into the end zone. He's got it to Willis. The 2-point conversion caps the drive. And Oklahoma with a full touchdown lead.
What a great drive by Oklahoma. First it's Sawchuk. So much to look at for the defense. Great cut right up to the middle of the field. And then how about Gabriel? Feel. Willis uncovers. Gets the 2-point conversion. Oklahoma 25, Florida State 18.
Well, Dan, OU answering a long Florida State scoring drive with one of their own.
Big time drive. Very impressive. Gabriel pushing the ball downfield, and then their run game. I think they've got this Florida State defense a little bit tired, and they're going sideline to sideline.
Henson hesitated but brings it out. Across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Well, Marvin Mims. He's impacted special teams and their offense.
Yeah, dynamic weapon. You saw him a little bit in the kick return game. Beautiful punt return to set up some good field position for Oklahoma. And then there's been some big plays down the field. A lot of times right on the sideline, that left foot gets down, and then this contested catch. Use your body strong to pull it down. And again, getting that left foot down. Just the strength, the body control. Been very impressive. I think he's got an NFL future.
Jordan Travis has it back. Down by a score. And up the middle it goes. Jeffrey Johnson with the stop on Travis after a gain of 4.
Now, I think what Oklahoma's done defensively that's been nice is some of these overhang players. So guys 5 or 6 yards off the ball and then kind of in between the ball and the wide receivers, they're doing a really good job of waiting till the run commits and then filling to go make a tackle. Pressure.
Sooners bring a blitz. Travis beats it. First down, Douglas. Gain of 7.
Yeah, great job. Oklahoma shows all-out blitz. You have man coverage, one-on-one, quick out-breaking route. I love how fast the ball came out of Jordan Travis's hands.
OU again. Yeah, looks like they're coming with a blitz once again. It's a 5-man rush. Long throw outside the numbers. Spin move by Pokey Wilson. First down.
Florida State should stay in this formation. Empty backfield. Look how quickly the ball gets out to Pokey. Little hitch route. Easy completion.
Two receivers stacked to either side. Shoulder fake and a shot. Nowhere for Micah Pittman to go. He wants a flag. Woody Washington was there in coverage. Yeah, those two have something to say to each other.
That's a missed call. Pittman's 100% on top of it. See if we can get it right there. Yeah, there's that overthrow right there, but in the middle of that route, Pittman is absolutely getting his face mask dragged by Woody Washington. See how this receiver's up here by himself, Bobby? It's everything right now to see what happens with the safety. You got one-on-one matchup if you want to throw it there.
Travis looks the other way instead. Comeback route. Catch made. Williamson. First down.
Great job. This is great by Jordan Travis. Little ball fake, can see his eyes. They're looking here. It's not going to go there. He's going to go to 2, all the way to 3, back onto the boundary. Really good job getting through a progression and finding that ball on the deep stop on the sideline.
And off in a crease for Ward. Down the sideline. Trayshawn Ward. House call. Touchdown. Florida State.
This is a great job. This is called the G scheme. You go and kick out. Now watch the tight end. Climb up, receiver, go get your corner. And then a great job by Ward to bounce that out. Really good job. That G scheme means the front side guard pulls, kicks out. Tight end, you climb to the safety. Receiver, you get man on. Well done blocking scheme-wise by Florida State offensively.
Trayshawn Ward's second touchdown of the half. And with 11:05 to go, we're tied.
Little handoff, kick out, down block, big receiver, go make a block on the perimeter, touchdown, Seminoles. Mike Norvell loves it. We got a tie ball game in Orlando.
The Cheez-It Bowl is brought to you by Cheez-It, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff.
Wow, the Cheez-It chain has made an appearance here at the Cheez-It Bowl. We had dinner last night. The Cheez-It chain made an appearance there. It took some convincing to get the Cheez-It chain off of Chris Button. She looked like she was eyeing it like I might be going home with her.
She saw jewelry and just it gravitated towards her.
Subtle jewelry like that. Fair catch for Farouk. It'll come out to the 25-yard line. And a game now tied at 25 with 11:05 to go. And let's take a look at the work Dylan Gabriel and Jordan Travis have done tonight. Both have been great in similar respects.
I mean, Gabriel has used his legs to get themselves in his offense out of a lot of bad plays and then has made some big plays down the field. And Jordan Travis has just been so impressive. His decision making, his athleticism. He's also had 2 big throws down the field that have been dropped.
Well, zone read to Nick Anderson here. And he is up the sideline to the 30-yard line. He picks up 5, does the true freshman. Kevin Knowles bumped him out.
Yeah, Nick Anderson's got a bright future. Big, fast, intelligent. He's going to be a great player at Oklahoma. Little brother of Rodney Anderson, who was a great back at Oklahoma years ago.
Stoops the other way. Drake Stoops. First down, stays in bounds to midfield. He was a walk-on for his dad. Lincoln Riley said, no, you deserve a scholarship. Gave him one in 2019.
Now a little jet sweep. Lead blockers out front. Just continue to run towards the sideline, and then when you get there, cut up.
Straight ahead run. Barnes dragged down by Lundy, but picks up 5.
Just imagine, so for Oklahoma offensively, you're never at the line of scrimmage long, so the stress that it puts on your quarterback and his decision-making after the snap, and then for Florida State, these snaps are going so quickly, you're running sideline to sideline, having eye discipline.
Barnes looking to add to a 100-yard night, and only adds a couple of yards here. A good shoestring tackle made by DJ Lundy. That was Oklahoma's 72nd play tonight. 53 runs and 19 throws. Sawchuk, the ground attack keeps on rolling. He hit the ground, the ball popped out, and they say it's a fumble. Jamie Robinson recovers. Omarion Cooper hit Sawchuk. It looked like it popped out as he hit the ground, but it's coming loose before he went down. Terrific call by the officials, and Robinson gets the recovery. The first turnover goes to Florida State.
What a tackle by Cooper. And of course, Jamie Robinson recovers it for this Mills defense.
3 times Oklahoma has stopped Florida State on downs, but this time Robinson with the recovery. And it looks like they are going to go to replay just to make sure. But it looked like our first replay was clear as day. And Omarion Cooper got his helmet on the football, and it was coming loose before Sawchuk hit the ground. It does not look as if this is going to take long to confirm.
After video review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Florida State.
So Florida State takes it away. And they've got it back at their own 32-yard line in a 25-25 tie.
I think at some point on this drive, Florida State has to take their shot again in those one-on-one situations. Oklahoma, safety's getting low, either a double move or a go route. You're going to have to be aggressive with the ball.
Trying to set up the screen. It is there for Benson. Benson to midfield. All the way down inside the 40-yard line of Oklahoma before he's dragged down by Danny Stutzman.
Here's Benson, he's gonna leak out. Now watch the tight end. Great job right here. Pick it off, that linebacker who's got him in man. Tackle leads out in front. Phenomenal job by that offensive unit.
33 yards on the screen. That puts Jordan Travis up to 330 yards passing. And he'll add to it here. A quick out to Johnny Wilson. Under 9 minutes to go. 2nd down and 7.
If that safety comes down, that ball has to go up top to Wilson.
It's Benson. 3 yards shy of a first down. Deshaun White made the tackle for OU. So a big 3rd down coming here for Florida State at the Oklahoma 28-yard line. Tunnel screen. Pittman. Very close to a first down. Forward progress right at the first down line again.
And they basically get right to what, that 25-yard line. Strain, great fill by Bowman. I think he's just maybe a half a yard short, of football short.
That's right. It looked like it was about the length of the football, but you know what? They put the nose of the football on the 25-yard line, and they say first down. So they gave Pittman the benefit of the doubt. Another quick out. This one to Darian Williamson. He's got 9 more.
It's funny, both these offenses right now are doing the same thing, just different ways. Oklahoma's getting the ball to the perimeter by running horizontally. Florida State right now is getting the ball to the perimeter by quick throws out towards the numbers.
Again, an empty backfield for Travis. Up the seam, inside the 5, it's caught! Douglas, touchdown! Our 4th lead change and 3rd of the second half puts Florida State back on top. As Marquiston Douglas finds the end zone and Dan points off turnovers.
Well, first of all, it's the fumble caused by Florida State's defense. They come out, throw the screen, and this is a trick play for a touchdown. They take the left tackle, put him at wide receiver, and then they put the tight end backside as a tap.
Can Oklahoma answer? And Dan, a very inventive touchdown formational play call for Florida State.
Outstanding. This is the left tackle, Washington. Thumbs up, I'm on the ball. That's the backside tight end. Look, they only have 2 defenders if you're Oklahoma. Now what happens is linebacker blitzes, the tight end replaces them, and that safety is in a bind. He's got 2 guys to cover, only 1 body, touchdown Florida State. The perfect play call in that moment. You take your tackle, put him where the tight end normally would be, and then you take Douglas, put him where your tackle just left, touchdown Florida State.
And not only putting a safety in a bind, but I'm sure he's not used to seeing a receiver leave the line of scrimmage from where the left tackle would normally be, as this drive begins with a Farouk swing pass. And he picks up about 5 yards for OU.
And Bobby, don't forget, that's happening in getting to the ball after the ball was just snapped in 6-7 seconds. So you're forcing all this communication. I talked about the eye discipline. It's the perfect call in the perfect moment.
Hand off Sawchuk as they show freshman true freshman confidence here to give him the ball back after he coughed it up on the last drive for Oklahoma. That set up the touchdown drive for Florida State. 2-yard shot of a first down. 3rd down and 2.
Well, right now, no Marvin Mims in the game for this Oklahoma offense on the sideline, maybe from that hit. So if it's a pass, you're thinking Willis.
Gabriel tries to run for it. It looks like he got there. Jamie Robinson couldn't bring him down before Dylan Gabriel picked up the first.
Yeah, really good job by Gabriel. He's trying to kick that ball to the flat. The Stoops not there. Great feel. See, does he get it? Yeah, I think he just gets it. Crossing that 35-yard line.
Play action. Gabriel. Pocket collapsing, but he gets out. He's going to run again. Gets to midfield. Still on his feet. Slides to the 40 of Florida State.
Look at it. Eyes all the way really to the field, left side of the screen. Everybody leaves for Florida State. Great feel again by Dylan Gabriel using his legs. Everybody for Florida State had flowed really to the left side of that screen in coverage and vacated basically half the field.
Javonte Barnes. Only a yard. 5.5 minutes to go. Oklahoma down by 7. Another tackle for Jamie Robinson. 56 rush attempts tonight for Oklahoma against only 20 passes. So they are a team, they ran the ball more than throw it 10 of their 12 games during the season as well. So this is how they play. In spite of the fact that they're up-tempo, they lean on their ground game. Swing pass. Farouk down the sideline. An extra gear and a stiff arm inside the 15. 28 yards for Jalil Farouk.
Yeah, beautiful perimeter blocking. Willis, Stoops, those guys, receiver-wise, who kick this out. The important thing, I need blocks on the perimeter. One by Willis, Stoops, and then Farouk with great field to get up inside those blocks.
Robinson made another tackle, Dan, and he is hurt once again.
Kid's played his absolute tail off tonight.
So you'll see Jamie Robinson come over. He will cut down Farouk, and then he was slow to get up, and they're helping him back to the sideline over on the Florida State side. So now, 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line for Oklahoma, and the Noles without their best defensive player. Clock rolling, as is the play clock, as Dylan Gabriel looks over. They fake the swing pass. Gabriel, rifle shot, end zone, and he missed. It looked like he had Braden Willis, but led him a bit too far.
That's a dicey throw down in the red zone. I mean, you're faking a swing one way, trying to horizontally stretch people, then a swing the other way, and then trying to have Willis replace in the middle of the field. All the space you just vacated. Gabriel aggressive with that throw. That coverage, that second-level coverage, did a good job of forcing him to have to bend so deep.
It looked like Tatum Bethune just got enough of a rub.
Exactly, Bobby.
On Willis to throw the timing off. Devontae Barnes. Spin cycle to the 12-yard line. Brought down by Cooper. No gain. 3rd down and 10.
Man, that's his second big-time tackle by Cooper in this half. You saw the hit on Sawchuk to force the fumble, and then if he doesn't get Barnes there, he's got an edge on the perimeter. Right now, Dylan Gabriel down in the red zone has been great. You used your feet and you found Mims. Mims not in the football game. You're thinking right now, Willis, number 9, your tight end, and Farouk. Where's the matchup? Put them both on the side. Yeah, I love this. Right here and right here. And you're reading inside out.
Plenty of room for Barnes to cruise to the end zone for an OU touchdown. The misdirection works perfectly.
Go for 2. If you're Oklahoma, you kick the extra point.
They're sending the point after group out to try and tie it with 3:37 to go. I could see going for 2 in a bowl game if it's a last play kind of thing, but a lot can happen.
And there's 3:30 left.
In the last 3.5 minutes. Tied with 3:37 to go. How much fun has this Cheez-It Bowl been? Oklahoma, Florida State putting on a show. The true freshman, Javonte Barnes, untouched. Well, fans, check out the ESPN app for the Capital One post game immediately following the game. As we are back here in Orlando. Over 1,000 yards of total offense between Oklahoma and Florida State. Tied at 32. 3:37 to go. Stretching from the end of the 3rd quarter into the 4th quarter. The last 5 possessions in this game have produced 4 touchdowns. And the Gavin Sawchuk fumble. And again, immediately after the game on the ESPN app, the Capital One postgame will follow. And the Cheez-It Bowl trophy will be handed out to either Florida State or Oklahoma. We got 3.5 minutes where a lot could happen to determine who the champion will be. Can OU now get a stop? Well, can Jordan Travis put together another scoring drive? And again, Oklahoma only has one timeout left. The Noles have all three. They'll start here with Trey Benson. And he doesn't get much, 2 yards. Another tackle for Deshaun White.
What a phenomenal answer and drive by Oklahoma's offense. And so now can that defense that's bent a little bit in this second half try to keep the ball out in front and really tackle well out on the perimeter of the field.
Travis takes a shot down the sideline looking for Wilson. He's got it! All the way down inside the 20. Over the top of Justin Broyles. Huge night continues for Johnny Wilson, 56.
Talked about it earlier. Keep taking your shots. Look at the right hand. Ooh, he touches it with the right and then snags it with the left as it's going down to the ground. That big 6'7" frame. What an incredible catch by Johnny Wilson.
8 catches for 202 yards for Johnny Wilson.
Yeah, I like this right now. Florida State realizing, okay, we don't have to play with crazy tempo. Now they're trying to burn the clock. And you mentioned it, Bobby. Only one timeout left for this Oklahoma football team. This would really be a run game focus right now for Florida State.
And they'll work the play clock all the way down. Travis to Benson. Down to the 13-yard line.
Look at this catch. So he's going to actually, yeah, he grabs it with the right, and then as it's going down, snags it with the left, and then re-secures it with the right. What an incredible catch. My goodness.
17 explosion plays tonight for the Noles of 15 yards or better.
Kept saying it, right? You got to keep taking those shots. Even though Wilson had dropped one, and even though McClain had dropped one, continue to take it in those one-on-one opportunities. They stayed aggressive, and it pays off on that go route.
Let's see where Oklahoma uses their timeout. Benson down to about the 15-yard line. And it looked as the injury timeout comes to an end. And this is a must for OU to get a stop here on 3rd down and 6.
Now, Bobby, did you see Jordan Travis right there at the line of scrimmage saying, hey, guys, the clock is going to run. Relax. We are not going to snap this ball right away as the official blows his whistle. Again, very mature control.
Hand it to Benson. And he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. And now Oklahoma will use their final timeout. Billy Bowman with a tackle for loss. That makes it 4th down. That'll bring Ryan Fitzgerald out to try and give Florida State the lead. But it does leave time enough on the clock, certainly for Oklahoma, to get the ball back and get in field goal range. If not, who knows? Put one towards the end zone.
Totally. Great play on that drive. Johnny Wilson, obviously the go route. Really good job on 3rd down. You're calling that play because you believe Fitzgerald wants this kick on the left hatch. He sees it the best, his eyes, so you run the ball to the left side of your formation. Now you've got a chance if you're Florida State to go up by 3. And if you're Oklahoma on the sideline, you're trying to figure out what's our 2-minute offense and where do we need to get to down and distance-wise for a field goal attempt.
This one from 32 yards out. During the regular season, Fitzgerald was 2 of 5 on attempts between 30 and 39 yards. He missed earlier from 54, made one from 23. This for the lead. He's got it. Perfect. 55 seconds to go, and the Noles have the lead.
Snap, hold, kick. All 3 perfect.
And Florida State and Mike Norvell took the clock down about as far as they possibly could before they forced Oklahoma to use their final timeout. Jordan Travis loves to see that one go through. And Dan, from an OU standpoint, interesting now, 55 seconds, college rules with the clock stopping on first downs. That could be a lot of time. But this takes OU out of their comfort zone. They've run 60 plays or 82 plays tonight on offense, and 60 of them have been runs. And it will be a touchback after we check back in with Kevin.
Remind you again, Michael Penix Jr. led the FBS in passing yards this season. 43-54 on the year. He's blossomed into a star at Washington. Goes up against a good Texas team. Top 20 battle in the Valero Alamo Bowl coming up next.
Well, Kevin, 55 seconds to go still here in the Cheez-It Bowl, and a lot can happen in the next 55 seconds.
Number one, where do you need to get get a field goal off if you're Oklahoma? What's the yardage? And then number two, Dylan Gabriel, no sacks and no short completions. You need chunks in the pass game.
Zach Schmidt's career long is 46. Gabriel over the middle. That's a good start. Just shy of the first down is Braden Willis, so that will keep the clock rolling. He picked up 9.5. OU gets set quickly. Gabriel flags down. They weren't set. It's a false start, and they're out of timeouts. This should cost them 10 seconds.
False start. Offense. Not only of his was set for a second. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And Bobby, right now, they got to get up to the line of scrimmage because that clock is going to wind right away.
I would think this is a 10-second runoff as well.
Running in under a minute. This includes a 10-second runoff.
And there it is.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 28 seconds.
So it took them a minute to recognize that it is a 10-second runoff with the clock running.
28 seconds.
And that takes the clock all the way down to 28 seconds to go. A costly penalty. And that's a lot of time to come off the
2-8
clock.
on the game clock. Thank you. The clock will start on my signal.
Gabriel steps up in the pocket, flag down in the backfield, and an incompletion. Willis, the intended receiver. Down to 20 seconds to go. That'll back Oklahoma up 10 more.
Holding. Offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
So now, Dan, OU almost compelled to push the ball at least 20 to 25 yards downfield on this play, just to have a chance to try with another play to get in field goal range. And they'll check it down underneath instead to Sawchuk. He gets to the sideline, and he's out of bounds at the OU 27-yard line, down to only 14 seconds to go. Schmidt hoping for a chance, but they're a long way away from his range.
This is really a Hail Mary situation, try to get the yardage needed for a field goal.
Gabriel, he's going to be sacked, and that might do it. The final seconds winding down. Florida State's going to win it. Oklahoma can't get lined up. The clock goes to all zeros, and it's a 35-32 Noles win. 7th sack of the night for Florida State, and the last one they would need.
Just Jared Verse, there's that transfer, impact player, obvious passing situation. He tees off, and Florida State defensively does enough. You don't think this matters to Mike Norvell, man? Good for him. Where this program was when he got here to where this program is tonight. How about that? Cheez-It back. What a great win for Florida State and their program.
And they end the season on a 6-game win streak, as they are the Cheez-It Bowl champions. Terrific effort by both teams.
Amen.
And a lot of fun to call as well. Don't forget, in a few minutes, you can watch the Capital One postgame ceremony on the ESPN app. For Dan Orlovsky and Chris Button, I'm Bob Wischusen. So long from Orlando. 35-32, the Noles over the Sooners. Time to send you to San Antonio, Texas, Washington, the Valero Alamo Bowl.